Perfect. Great, so everybody, welcome. So this is our second class. It's called Ways to Invest in Crypto. I'm Renee. I'm a crypto coach at She's Blockchain Savvy. And so I've been working with these guys for a couple of months now to try and help educate everybody and give you some good basics on how to invest in crypto and how to, go through all the different types of things that we need to learn to be able to invest. So we'll get started. I'm going to share my screen. Got it. Perfect. Here we go. Here we go. So ways to invest in crypto. So first of all, we've always got to do the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. So all this information provided is for educational purposes only. Any information presented and any supporting material are designed purely for educational purposes only and should not be construed as specific recommendations or advice. Please seek out professional advice before you take any of your own investments. So we're going to start with buy and hold. So this is back to basics. This is just buying your crypto and then holding it for the long term. Overall, this has a really good return on investment. And most people who are in a market for a full cycle, so that's a full 4 years, will end up making money. So for most people, the buy and hold strategy is a good strategy. You don't have to stress too much, you don't have to worry too much. You just have to have a 5-year investment time frame, and then you're going to be pretty much guaranteed to make some sort of profits in the long term. And now, especially with institutional investors in Bitcoin and all the different types of cryptocurrencies, the sky is really the limit. We really can be looking at $1 million Bitcoin in the next 10 years. It's really not out of the ideas right now. There are different types of exchanges out there, and we're going to run through the different types of exchanges and how you can buy and sell these different types of coins. So there's lots of different apps out there as well. So there's rounding apps, there's like dollar cost averaging apps. So there's lots of different options for you to do these sort of strategies. It's really quite easy to get started these days. The next step up from buy and hold is dollar cost averaging. So this one has an even better kind of investment return because you're making money when the market goes down because you actually end up buying more coins at a cheaper price. So what you do, it's actually better if you compare the two, depending on where you are in the market, for you to dollar cost average, which is to put small amounts over a longer period of time, rather than, so say you've got $10,000 to invest. It'd be better for you to split that up into $1,000 over a period of certain months or weeks, rather than invest it all at once, because you don't know where the market is. You could be investing at 69,000 and the market tanks 50% the next day. But if you were investing $1,000 every month, then you'd be buying more and more coins as the market goes down. So again, for most people, this is one of the safest and most secure ways to invest, and you will end up with quite a good return on investment in a long time frame. So again, over the 4 to 5 years, over the entire cycle, the halvening cycle. So it's a very simple thing to do. And again, lots of these exchanges will have automatic payments that you don't even need to worry about it. You set it once and forget it, and that's it, it's done. There's lots of really good things that you can do these days that make it easy. So the benefits of this is that you do reduce the risk that you enter too early or too late. It does offset the negative impacts of the volatility in the market because crypto is so volatile. It's really important that you kind of have mitigation tactics to kind of negate some of that volatility, and dollar cost averaging is a really good way to do that. And you don't need a lot of money up front. So you can just, again, have that long-term time frame, invest for the long term, and you're going to end up having a good return on investment in the long term. And so it really does reduce a lot of stress from having to like time the market. So you don't have to worry about, oh, the market crashing 50% as it does once or twice a year when it's crypto. And again, you can automate it with a lot of different types of platforms these days. Yeah, so there's lots of different types of apps and exchanges. So we will go into them in a little bit. And dollar cost averaging, it doesn't eliminate the volatility entirely. It is just a mitigation tactic. I mean, crypto is always going to be volatile, but it really depends on your time frame. So if you'd been investing in the last 2 years, we've been going sideways for 2 years. And depending on where you invested, if you invested at 65,000 in May last year, and then you invested at 69,000 in 2 payments at the peak of the markets, you'd be down a lot right now. But if you'd been spreading those payments out, you might have an average, Bitcoin price, for example, of maybe in the mid 30s. If you were like averaging between 30, 40, 50, but then it came down again to 30s, you might have a lower overall entry point. So it doesn't mitigate it entirely. It just is one of the ways you can do it to help with the volatility in the long term. One of the other very popular ways to make money with your crypto is staking. So depending on where you stake, you can earn 2, 3, 5, even like 30% on some of the bigger platforms. There are certain platforms that they have quite a lot more, but they're definitely not for beginners, and they're an advanced trading strategy. So I'm not going to go over the super high APY returns, but on a lot of these bigger platforms, even like 20% is quite normal and common for a lot of these different platforms. And again, this is a set and forget one. So you put your money in there, and you can just forget about it. A lot of them will automatically reinvest your money for you. So again, you don't even need to worry about the reinvesting. And then once you have compounding interest and on these really high interest rates, you can end up making a really good return on your crypto, as well as the fact that your crypto can then also appreciate in value over time. So staking is a really amazing opportunity to build wealth. There's lots of different ways to stake. We're going to go over a few of these different ones. So you can directly stake on chain, which is so with the chain itself. You'd use this. It's a more advanced, different way to invest. So again, maybe not recommended for beginners, but there's lots of different options these days to invest directly to be part of the proof of stake protocol. So that would be something like investing into ETH 2.0, where you're staking directly and it's actually locked up for a long period of time. So we don't even know when it's going to be unlocked at this point. So once you invest in ETH 2.0, it's going to be there for quite a while. You can also invest in other different platforms, for example, Anchor Protocol, which is where you would stake your Luna and UST. So that you're directly interacting with the chain, in this case, on their own private protocol. And you can make really good returns staking directly on those platforms. Another way that's very popular these days is using decentralized apps and exchanges. So you've probably all heard of PancakeSwap and Uniswap, but all the different food swaps. So they have lots of different ways that you can invest on those protocols. One of them is staking. On PancakeSwap, for example, they're called syrup pools. So there's lots of different food kind of platforms and integrations in all of these platforms. Is pretty funny. And then the third way is decentralized exchanges. So this is going to be the safest way for most people because there are a lot of safety protocols built into centralized exchanges. There are risks and rewards, of course, but depending on like your level of information that you have, your risk level that you have, a centralized exchange for a lot of people will be one of the better options for you. So what is staking though? Like, how does it work? So staking works with a proof of stake cryptocurrency chain. And it's basically how they add the transactions to the blockchain. So what happens is that people stake their coins to the cryptocurrency protocol. And then what happens is that validators randomly pick these stakers, and then they are the ones that confirm the transactions on the platform. Therefore, and how do they choose this? It's whoever has more coins, you have a higher chance of actually being selected as a validator, and therefore you're most likely to be selected to get the reward for it. So basically, with these protocols, they all have slightly different ways that they do it, but basically a block gets added to the blockchain and more coins are minted, and then a percentage of those new minted coins become block rewards for the validators. And so that's how the staking, as opposed to proof of work like Bitcoin, that's how they generate the block rewards for the validators. Not all blockchains give you the rewards in that coin as well. There are some blockchains that will say you're staking with a certain platform with one coin, you could get another coin as a reward as well. So there's like lots of different ways that you can also invest in that. So next up, I'm just going to go over day trading really quickly. So day trading is a strategy where you enter and exit positions quite fast. It might be a couple of minutes, might be half an hour, a couple of hours, but it's very short-term day trading, usually called intraday trading as well, because you don't usually hold your trades open past the end of day. Not that crypto has an end of day, but in traditional markets, they call it intraday trading as well. It is very high risk, but also can be potentially very high reward. It is usually a high leverage strategy. So what people will do is they will use a small amount of base capital and a high amount of leverage to get like even 0.25%, 0.5% of a move, and then do multiple transactions like that during a day. It's definitely not recommended for beginners. It is an advanced strategy, but it's just another way that you can create an income long-term with crypto. So I'm just going to quickly go through the difference between the centralized and decentralized exchanges, and then we're going to go through a couple of the major exchanges and see their different features that they have. So centralized exchanges are the big ones. So this is your Binance, your Coinbase, your KuCoin, all the big guys. They are a trusted third party that basically has custody of your coins for you. So they are safely stored in their exchanges, locked up, and they have the keys. So you do not own your own coins if you're using a centralized exchange. The centralized exchange basically holds them for you, and then you use them, but technically you do not own them. So this is one of the biggest differences between centralized and decentralized. This is the way that most people will onboard their fiat. So you can integrate with your bank, you can pay with a credit card, a debit card, bank transfers, get your money into the centralized exchange, buy your crypto, and then you can move it to wherever else you like. So that's the most common way that people are onboarding fiat these days. They're a trusted third party. They have things like insurance and different safety mitigation protocols to kind of keep your crypto safe. Doesn't mean they can't be hacked, and we do know that they have been hacked. Almost every single exchange, including all the big exchanges, have been hacked in the past. So that's why we don't usually recommend long-term to keep all of your coins on a centralized exchange. It is better to diversify, put them on different exchanges, and keep them in cold storage if that is an option for you. So yeah, again, some of the big ones that we recommend: Binance, Coinbase, and KuCoin. We're going to go through them in a little bit. And then we've got our decentralized exchanges. So these are basically a third party that are not a corporation. They are an algorithm. So they are run by a computer algorithm that actually does all the exchanges for you. It is completely decentralized. It's not usually owned by one person, so they are decentralized applications. There are, of course, different things that have come to light recently with all of the stuff that's going on in the global situation. We found that there are roadblocks. So not everything is really actually 100% decentralized. So they have actually been able to shut down parts of like Uniswap and things like MetaMask because they still have certain centralized aspects. So as much as we would like it all to be completely decentralized, it's not really 100% there right now. So they do operate the central authority and basically are through smart contracts and atomic swaps. So all computerized, no actual people involved. And this is what creates the trustless environment that we can use to make sure that all of these things are going through. Most of these places do not have fiat on-ramps because they do not do KYC verification. So KYC is know your customer, and all of the centralized exchanges, well, almost all of the centralized exchanges have a know your customer protocol, which you have to register your identity to your wallet to make sure that it meets regulations, whereas a lot of these decentralized exchanges have no KYC. So that's another one of the big differences between centralized and decentralized. Although there are some centralized exchanges that still do not have KYC. So some of the big ones that you've heard I said before, Uniswap, PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, all the food swaps, quick swap, there's like lots of different ones, and they usually all have something to do with the chain. So Uniswap was originally an Ethereum based. It does have other ones now. PancakeSwap is for Binance, and then we've got lots of different ones for everything else. Okay, great. So that's all of my slides for right now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through some of the big exchanges and kind of show you guys some of the different features, and depending on the level of your experience and what you actually want to do, I'm going to go through a bunch of the different options for each of the different exchanges that I've got here. So I've got Coinbase, I've got Binance, and then I've also got KuCoin right now. So they're some of the bigger guys. Most of them have similar features, but all of them have slightly different things. So we'll go through that. Okay. So, please share. Okay. Sweet. Perfect. Okay. So, KuCoin, sorry, this is Coinbase. So Coinbase is the #1 exchange for most people, especially most Americans. So pretty much everyone has a Coinbase. It is good because it's got lots of different coins. It's really good because it has really high volume and a lot of institutional investors use Coinbase. So as a platform, it is one of the safest, most trusted, most coins. So it is a really good option to have. It does have very limited advanced features. So depending on like what else you want to do, if you're a buy and hold or a dollar cost average investor, then this will be perfect for you for sure. They've got a section over here. We've got assets. We've got trade. We've got 2 different types of trading on Coinbase. So we've got trade, which is just the basic trade. And you can go to each, oops, signed out. Sign back in. Oh my God. Sorry about this, logged me out, 559. Read this question. Can line graph reading strategies apply to company stocks, also apply to timing day trading for crypto? So basically any trading that you have like taken from traditional markets can be applied to crypto with different tweaks. So I'm going to go through how to buy on here in a little bit, and I'll go through the charts and I'll give you a little bit more information on those sort of things. I'll show you some of my charts and the stuff that I use. But going back over here, so we're going to trade all pairs. So just example, we're going to trade here. So this is the advanced trading on Coinbase. And so over here, what you can see is it gives you the chart. It gives you like basically the buy and sells. You'll be able to see all your orders. It has the order book for the prices, so you can see the levels of what people are buying. And then over here, you'd be able to buy and sell. So this is an advanced platform option if you want to use limit orders. So there's two different types of orders that you can use when you're buying crypto. You can use a market order, or you can use a limit order. So a market order is a taker order. Basically, it means you're going to take whatever the market's going to give you. So you're happy to, like, whatever the price is right now, I'm going to take it. So that's a taker or market order. This one here, you can set a specific price. So say you want to wait until it drops another $1, $2. You can set a limit order on something like this, and it won't buy until it hits that order. So that's called a maker order. So you're making the market. So it usually has less fees if you want to use that maker order. So if you want to use less fees and a specific price, this is the limit order. And then over here, so that's the advanced trade one. And if you don't really care, you just want to buy it, you don't want to worry about all that stuff, it's too hard, just go to the trade section. So trade and then trade, and then you can just buy it straight away. So I haven't done my KYC on here, so it won't let me do it. Whoa, the hell is that? That's weird. That's so weird. What is that? Can you see that? That's so weird. I do not know what happened. That's really weird. Okay. One of the other good things about Coinbase is that it has its own decentralized wallet. So Coinbase wallet, you don't need Coinbase to get a Coinbase wallet either. So you can it's kind of like a MetaMask. It does integrate with a lot of different platforms as well. So it's a nice option to have if you have Coinbase, have a Coinbase wallet. They do interact really well. One of the other good things about the Coinbase wallet is that you can actually change the private key from all of those numbers to say your name. So people can just send you, if they have another Coinbase wallet, they can send you money directly, just like, my name's Renee Louise. So I'd be like at Renee Louise instead of like all of those different numbers and letters. So that's a really cool thing about the Coinbase wallet as well. Yeah, so that's the basic training. So literally you just go in there, buy, and it's done. You don't have to set limits. You don't have to worry about numbers. It'll just literally buy whatever the price is at that time. Yay. So there's lots of different things in here. So this is how you would send and receive points. So
Renee?
say you want to.
Renee, I hate to interrupt, but are we going to show them the basic trading option as well?
That is the basic trading option. So this is just, you go in there and you just buy. So
perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the buy option there. So if you see, there's a trade option, and up here, there's two different options. So you can click on trade, which is this screen here, and then the advanced trade is the order book screen. So that is with all the different limit functions. So yeah, if you just want to buy whatever it is right now, you just click on buy right there, and it will just take you through. Your money will go straight in. Yeah. And then that's what, back to where to get, so say you want to send money to your MetaMask because you need to link it up with your OpenSea because you want to buy NFT. You'd go to the pay section, and over here, you would basically, you can either receive, but if you want to send money to your MetaMask, you can send, so say, I want to send ETH. Money's thinking. And basically what you'll do then is you'll get your MetaMask, mobile email, pay with ETH. Yeah, basically. And then put in your address for your MetaMask, and you would put it in there, a note, how much you want to do, and you'd send it from there. Same thing if you have money in your MetaMask and you want to send it to your Coinbase, you'd do the opposite way. So you'd come in here and you'd receive whatever you want to do. And then it will come back into here. It will give your private key. You put that in, and you'll be able to send your money back from your MetaMask. Does that all make sense? Can you pay for NFTs on OpenSea with Coinbase wallet? I have never tried. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure if Nicole's actually does that either. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, right now it's just MetaMask as I know. But you can actually buy directly from fiat on OpenSea now. So that's really cool. And you can actually buy fiat into MetaMask straight away these days. So they are actually done quite a lot to integrate those now. So there's a lot more options. So you don't have to keep sending stuff between your wallets, especially when it's Ethereum based, it can get really expensive. So if you've got any sort of ETH, you want to like avoid transacting as many different, like moving it between your wallets as much as possible, which is why I've chosen Polygon to sell our NFTs, because it's just so much cheaper and so much faster too. So yeah, exactly. So you can buy the credit card, MetaMask, or other wallets, just not Coinbase wallet with OpenSea. Yeah. Awesome. So now I'm gonna go. This is Binance. So Binance, yeah, perfect. So Binance is, depending on where you are, it's the biggest or the second biggest in the world. Binance actually has its own offshoot in America called Binance US, because they have a lot of different regulations. So I'm in Australia, so I have the normal Binance. Oh, what is going on with these shapes? Very strange. So this is an advanced platform. This is for people who want to do a lot more, who want a lot more functionality, who are more advanced. So it's definitely something that you want to work your way up to. Maybe start with Coinbase, get yourself comfortable, learn how to like set up your MetaMask, move things around. Once you're comfortable with the basics of using something like Coinbase, then maybe move over into Binance or something like KuCoin, because they have a lot more functionality, but it can be a little bit overwhelming if you're a new person to try and understand all of this sort of stuff. So like all of the big exchanges, there are many different ways to put money in, which is awesome. So there's lots of different ways you can get the money into your account. There's so many different advanced investing functionality that you can do here. So you can convert, which is just to switch your coins. You can do spot trading, which is just to buy with no leverage. You can use margin, which is to buy the actual coins, but with leverage. You can buy from other people back and forth, so not even through the exchange, just P2P. And then over here, these are all the a little bit more advanced functionalities. Strategy trading, so that's like using like what are all of these? I don't know what's going on with all of these little circles. I'm sorry. And there's lots of these extra things down here. I've never actually played with any of them. Swap farming sounds like it's something to do like with PancakeSwap maybe. And then we go over here and we've got the big one that these guys do. So these are derivatives. America has a lot of regulations. What is going on? I don't know what's going on with this. Someone's hacking into my screen. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how to get rid of that. That's just like, can whoever's doing that please stop? That's like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. That's really weird, guys. That's not very mature. Okay, let's try this again. So then we have derivatives. So The big guys have what we call derivative function, which means that it's not actually the coins themselves. You're using a derivative, which is something that's built on top of the coins. Most of the big exchanges use USDT or Tether as their base stable coin to use these sort of functionalities. But you can also do what they call a coin future, which is when you actually use, say, Bitcoin or Ethereum as the base coin to then do your margin trading, your leverage trading, futures trading. So USD has the most amount of liquidity. So that's where you're going to get all of your big, I don't know what's going on. Like, this is really annoying.
I'm not sure who's doing it, and I'm not really sure how to
I don't know how to
prevent
stop
it.
it either, so I'm just kind of like,
So we got a little LOL, a little laugh
yeah, it's
there,
like,
but
guys.
let's keep it serious, guys. We're trying to learn how to make money here.
I'm like, I don't know how to stop it. Who can share? Because it's only on host sharing, so I don't know how that's happening. But anyway, you're just very distracting, guys. I'm trying to like be serious. Oh.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay, focus. So back to futures. So this again, an advanced function. You can use coin futures or you can use stable coin based futures. There's also options, leverage tokens, there's games, like there's so many different things that you can use on these platforms. Once you're a little bit more advanced, I'm not really going to go into any of them because they are advanced, but there is just so much opportunity to do different things once you start learning different things. So Binance has stuff like Earn, they've got token launch pads. Binance has their own staking platform. You've got a savings account, Vault, all those sort of things. So there's lots of different things on Binance. And then we also have PancakeSwap, which is their decentralized exchange. So if you come on here, this is where you do a lot of your staking with Binance. So you come in here, they call it syrup pools. You can buy their cake token or any of these other types of tokens, and then you can stake them on PancakeSwap and make that return. So you can see here, these have got crazy APYs. Like this is like, the banks are never going to be able to compete with this sort of stuff. It might not last forever. Like a lot of these different exchanges with the high APIs are getting shut down. So it is something that, you know, if you want to dive in the deep end and you want to learn, you can definitely make some really good returns. You can also lose a lot of money too, because a lot of these have been rug pulled. A lot of them have been hacked. A lot of times they have very difficult withdrawal, basically rules, so it gets stuck in there. There's impermanent loss, which is when basically the tokens change in price. So again, this is a more advanced strategy to use a decentralized platform. It is a much safer option to be doing these sort of stakes in the more legitimate, bigger, like on Binance itself or on these other platforms that have, you know, your 10, maybe 20% returns. They're going to be a little bit more stable for you guys in the longer term. These guys, this is the decentralized stuff is more advanced for sure. Yep, sweet. So last one I'm going to do is KuCoin. So KuCoin is it's a little bit more deregulated. So a lot of different places in the world, you don't actually need KYC to use KuCoin. I think you do in America. I can't remember doing it in Australia, but the rules might have changed since I've been doing it for a couple of years now. So it's one of the ones that you can do in different parts of the world. It has all the same functionality as Binance. It has a couple of other cool things as well. So one of the cool things that KuCoin does is they have a trading bot. So this is basically does little trades for you, and it just does lots of little trades over a long period of time and makes like little, just little bits of money there. And it can actually add up to be quite a lot, like a good return. So this is their just basic intro, like don't even need to think about it, AI bot. So what it does is that you do the price range, the number of orders that it will do, and then this is like how much it makes per trade. So it's 0.07% per trade, but you do 200 trades and on something like $1,000. So it's not a lot, but over time, it's a nice little return. So if you want to add a lot of money in there, it would actually be a much better return. So what you can do is basically you just come in here and you pick your price range. So it'd actually be a really good thing to be doing right now, seeing as we're just going sideways, basically, and we've been going sideways for like a year now. So I've just like basically done 35,000 to 50,000. So I think in the next 2 weeks, we're going to stay in this channel again for another 2 weeks between 35,000 and 50,000. You can put in the number of orders if you wanted to do per unit. And then you need to put in, for this example, a minimum of $1,000. And then that will run for like 2 weeks. And at the end of 2 weeks, you get your profit. So yeah, it's just a nice little way to kind of do another passive investment. And over time, and especially when we're going sideways like this, they end up working really well. So that's one of those options there. KuCoin, same sort of stuff, just quickly. Lots of different ways to get money into it. Same sort of thing, spot trading. So that's just buying the crypto, margin trading, buying crypto on leverage. And then we've got all our derivatives. So we've got futures classic, futures light, and then these are kind of like gamification of these sort of things. So you basically battle other people, or it's more like a game, like it's almost like gambling almost. And then here, same sort of stuff. They also have all their staking platforms and earning platforms. So crypto lending, if you want to borrow, KuCoin Earn, if you want to earn some money, like a savings account. There's extra bonuses if you buy the KuCoin token in the pools. And again, more gamifications kind of stuff. And they actually have a mining pool too. So if you want to be a part of a mining pool and make mining profits, there's a way on KuCoin to invest in that as well. Sweet. So I'm going to quickly show you. This is kind of like what I look at during the day when I'm day trading. So it's a little bit much. I'm not going to go through all of the indicators and stuff, but I want to just kind of give you an idea of the certain sort of stuff. Oop. Gotta change this one. So this is the life of a day trader. It's a lot of information going on. So this is why it's a very advanced strategy. And so this is something that you can work your way up to. And everyone has their own way of trading. So for me, what I'm looking at here, this is Bitcoin. I have an RSI indicator. I have this one's called a dual light, which is a proprietary indicator from one of the guys that I follow. This is a BBWP, which is a Bollinger Band width percentile. So it is like how big and small the Bollinger Bands go. Plus I have a VWAP, which is basically the yellow line, a moving averages, and then another proprietary indicator. So for most people, they're like, oh my God, that's so crazy. But I understand what all of those different indicators mean, and they give me buy and sell signals based on what they're doing and which direction they're pointing in. So basically for this indicator, I'm waiting for the actual candles to be over these lines if I want it to go up, and then I want all of these indicators to be at the bottom. And then that's my kind of entry signal to go up. So that's just like one example very quickly of something that I use to day trade. And these trades, I'm really only looking at, so say, got down here, I've got this indicator down here, this indicator down here, this indicator here. I probably only do that trade. So that is 0.59%. 0.5 is usually like what I would take as a trade. And that's what you're looking to do as a day trader. You're looking to do 10 of those a day. So very small moves, but just lots of moves. So it is quite time intensive, like labor intensive, quite stressful. But if you really love it, and like once you get into it, it is quite fun and exciting to kind of do it that way. So yeah, that's basically it. We've gone through pretty much everything, day trading, still for, yep, all of the things. Is there any questions on any of those things that I can answer real quick for anybody? Or is there anything that anyone wants me to go back on and I can quickly go through it again if it was too fast?
I have a quick question. Can you show them when on KuCoin, if you were going to say, you bought Solana on Coinbase and you transferred it over to your KuCoin account, but now you want to convert that Solana into 3 or 4 different cryptos? Can you show them the how you buy and trade on KuCoin?
Yeah. So this is one of the things that KuCoin is actually not great at. For simplicity's sake, Binance has a swap function that you can just go into and you can switch any coin for any coin, pretty much like the top 100 coins or whatever it is. So that is something that Binance actually does better. They have that swap function. You do pay more fees, but it's just something that it just makes it a lot easier for new people, because in KuCoin, because they don't have a direct swap. So say you brought in a bunch of Solana, the easiest thing to do would be to transfer it all into like USDC or USDT and then buy all of your coins, because you need to have that base pair when you go into the exchange. So for example, if I'm going to trade here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, show them the pairing, like Solana versus USDT, Solana versus Bitcoin, etc.
So, man. Awesome. So this is basically, it's very similar to that Coinbase that I showed. So over here, you've got your order book. You've got the recent trades. This is how you buy all your different options. So I've got the spot again, which is just buying the coin. You can also do margin, which is buying the coin, but leveraging it, so borrowing money. And then you also have the futures, which is a derivative. So you're not actually buying the actual coin, you're just buying the perpetual futures contract on top of the coin. So say over here, these are some of my ones that I've been doing lately. I've got Bitcoin USDT. So ETH dot, this is like a random one. But then I've also got XRP BTC. So when I transfer my money between all my accounts, I usually just use XRP because it's super cheap and super fast, or I use Matic. So I use Matic between, especially if you're going between OpenSea, I buy most of my NFTs with Matic. So they're my 2 biggest coins that I will use when I'm transferring around. Solana is another great one because again, it's really cheap and really fast. So you have the 2 options here. So for example, I've got XRP USDT. Go up here. So there's actually a bunch of different options that you can use. So there's your margin, USD, BTC, KuCoin. So because we're in KuCoin, a lot of these cryptos you can buy using KuCoin. You can buy using Bitcoin. You can buy using ETH. So these are some of the other ones that you can use. So like this one, you can even buy SHIB with Doge. So the second coin is the one that you're using to purchase the first one. But most of the time you'll be using either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or some sort of stable coin. So they're the big ones that you can usually do. This one doesn't have Solana as a pair. I'm just looking here. No. So basically these are the pairs here. So you can use Ethereum, Bitcoin, Tether, Terra.
Excuse me.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? I have a quick question. Why is there so many red like going down on the thing?
Which one?
Like the numbers on the right-hand side? Yeah.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
Over here. So this is the order book. So basically this is the orders at the prices that people are willing to sell. So red means sell, green means buy. This is basically the trades. So you'll see the red numbers are sell actual trades and the green ones are buy actual trades. So this is the current price. That's the market price in the middle. but you don't have, that's that market taker level. If you want to be use a limit order, that's what you're going to be, the less fee. You're the maker, so you're making the market. These are all limit orders, limit buys, limit sells. So this is how the market makers control the market. This is how you can like put in buy levels for things. And then this is the actual trades as they're going through. Does that make sense? Good.
I had a question actually. So right here is my business partner. His name is Walter. We were wondering, like, how do you feel about NFTs and their effect on the environment rather than just crypto in general?
Like comparing it to Bitcoin or like comparing it to, because it depends, like a lot of these new protocols have very little environmental impact. So if you, especially if you're using something like Solana, if you're using Cardano, if you're using Polygon, they are like very, very environmentally friendly. They're being designed that way. The Ethereum based ones, they're still, because they're still stuck in the old protocol, because it's still proof of work. There are some, questions there, but ETH 2.0 is going to be proof of stake, and it's going to decrease their electricity needs by 99%. So within the next year or so, that's not even going to be an issue. So they are trying to rectify all this sort of stuff. Basically, all these new protocols are moving away from proof of work for that reason. So yeah, basically in a year or so, it's really not going to be an issue because there's not a lot of NFTs being built on Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure you can. What's it called? I'm pretty sure that there is some sort of protocol that they're trying to build NFTs on Bitcoin now that Taproot's come through and you can do smart contracts on Bitcoin. So that, even that is still like a non-issue for a lot of people, because once you start to look in to the environmental impacts of what Bitcoin's actually doing to the energy, like the structure of the whole energy field, it's really doing some cool things. And it's actually pushing a lot of fossil fuel providers into more green energy, and also being able to use Bitcoin itself to reduce their emissions and actually make themselves cleaner energy providers. So there's lots of really cool stuff coming through. It's, for me, it's a non-issue moving forward for sure. Yeah. But if you're worried, use something like Solana or Cardano or Polygon. Don't use Ethereum for now. Does that sound cool?
Thank you. That was actually a good answer.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why Nicole chose Polygon as well, right? Because it's environmentally friendly. And that's something that we're passionate about, myself included. So. Sweet. Was there any other questions with all of this stuff here? Does that make sense?
A follow up on that other question.
Yeah.
Where's my mic? Follow up on that other question with NFTs. What do you think about the downfall? Because in recent years, I mean, not recent years, but like recent months, NFTs have fallen way harder than they have in their peak. What do you think about that and the future of NFTs?
So basically, NFTs are like any sort of art or fad. The 90% of NFTs are probably gonna go nowhere. Like they're basically, it's like a TV show or a restaurant or whatever it is. It's the best of the best will always rise to the top. And that's why you have things like punks and, all the ape stuff. They're some of the OG ones that have been around for a long time, and they're going to stick around and they're going to continue to increase in value. What we're learning with new NFT projects is that in order to have longevity, they need to have multiple levels of actual use case. So it's all well and good to create like a cute kitty or a penguin or something, but if they don't have functionality, they're really a pump and dump. Like you're just putting stuff out there into the universe to make money, and then it has no use case. Again, going back to apes, you see the insane functionality that they've brought with their actual NFT product. So they had the NFT It was crazy. It was fun. It created an amazing community, but now it has use case. It has ApeCoin. They're building a metaverse. People are building restaurants around it. Like, the insane things that are going on in that ecosystem mean that that is going to be an insane billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar business moving forward. That's what I really like about blockchain Base, is like it builds functionality. So not only do you get a cute NFT, you get access to travel, you get access to the Discord, you get access to this training, you get yoga classes, you get discounts. Like, in order for a NFT to be successful, you need to have multiple levels of use case and functionality. So, and community as well. Like, you need to have that really solid community who's excited about the product, who wants to talk about the product, who wants to share it with all their friends. And that's what the big NFTs have, that all of these ones that are going to fade away to nothing don't have. They don't have those levels of use case. VFriends is one that's like insane. Like, everybody thought Gary Vee was crazy, like when he started coming out with this stuff. And now look at them. Like, I wish I'd bought a V. Like, I've been obsessed with Gary Vee for like 15 years or something crazy. And when it came out, I still wasn't in, like, it's still a couple of years ago, I wasn't really big into it, so I didn't understand. But now I wish I had had the chance to like buy one, because they're worth a fortune, but they also give you access to Gary and to all of his conferences and all this other stuff. Like, it has a use case, it has functionality. It's not just art. It's more than just art. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
Think on that.
Wait. Yeah. Awesome. Is there any other questions, guys? Yeah, so I do yoga classes. Yeah, there's so much functionality that you can build into this. It's like a membership program, basically. Yeah. Awesome.
I have another question.
Sure.
How do you grow an NFT from scratch, like from nothing, you know?
The biggest thing is community. And I think that's, again, going back to like these guys. I love what these guys have done with this project. You have to have Twitter, you have to have TikTok and Discord. They're your big three if you want to be successful, and you need to be active. Like, you need to be on there every day. You need to be doing 5-10 TikToks a day. You need to be on Twitter, liking, commenting, being in the Twitter spaces. Like, oh my God, I don't even know how Nicole sleeps. Like, she's been in so many of these like Twitter spaces, and she's on TikTok every day, just showing up, like, you know, giving good information, doing the yoga classes, organizing the Discord, you know, creating these conversations. It's a lot of work. It's definitely difficult to do if you're just a single person. Like, so that's why you really should invest in a team of people that can help you. But yeah, if you're not on Twitter and Twitter spaces and in TikTok 5-10 times a day, and in Discord, like a fully built out Discord, you're gonna struggle. So they're the three big things that you need. Like, the art itself is like cool, but if you don't have that underlying community, it's just never going to go anywhere. And that's what makes these big guys like so successful, is they had like raving fan communities that just would do anything and buy anything they did. Like, another one is like World of Women that I follow. Like, they've just keep bringing out more and more stuff, and their fan base is amazing. And they just keep buying it out, and it sells out in 2 seconds after they launch something, because their fan base is like just absolutely obsessed and has their back with anything that they want. So you need to build that crazy fan base. It's going to support your project no matter what you do, but you need to create value. So if you're
Renee,
that's it.
Renee, I hate to embarrass you, but interrupt you, but somebody's drawing some shapes. We'll just call them shapes again.
Okay. There we go. That's just my face now, I guess.
There we go. I really kudos to whoever knows how to do that, because I don't know how to do that when I'm in a Zoom. So good job, guys.
I think it was Jonah.
It's like funny. I didn't even know you could do this. I got to figure out how to do this hack. It's pretty funny. But yeah, that's, hopefully they can't hack my face now. Maybe because of the screen sharing, it was just like opening the share. But yeah.
I think I see one more hand up. Steven, did you have one last question for tonight?
I'm talking to
Oh, I
Steven,
think
and
Jonah has a question actually.
I was talking to Steven earlier, and Steven was telling me about how if there's I took the question was weird that he told me. He said that is there any way human trafficking can be possible with
Okay, I did not say
NFT?
that. No, I did not say that. I literally did not say that. He's trying to set me up here, Jonah. Like you're trying to set me up here, bro.
I have a personal
Okay.
text message from him.
Jonah, that's literally you. That was literally all you.
Let's just say the answer is no. We'll just go with the hard no there. But we really appreciate all of you guys coming tonight. If you do have any additional questions, feel free to ask them in our Discord, and we will make sure that we take some time to get back to you. And we really hope that you learned a lot tonight. Renee, that was really great. Thank you so much. We loved it.
Yeah, thanks for those amazing questions, guys. Like NFTs are, even just to like wrap that up, like I was saying, NFT, the technology is in its infancy. Like everything will be an NFT eventually. Your house will be an NFT, your car will be an NFT, your degree will be an NFT, your license will be an NFT. So the technology, we will be NFTs. Like you will be able to sell yourself as an NFT. So the technology itself, it's not going anywhere. The art, depending on how hard you go, for sure. Because you guys have a project then, I'm guessing?
Yeah, if you guys are thinking about starting a project, feel free to link, your Discord or your Twitter or your web page in the comments, or feel free to share it in our Discord as well. We love supporting new communities and new projects, so we love to support you guys.
Yeah, it was so nice to meet you all. Thanks so much.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
w- Have a wonderful day or night or whatever time zone you're in. Thank you. Thanks, Renee.
guys.
And we'll be back next month for another workshop. So thanks so much. And again, we'll upload this to YouTube very soon, and you will be able to rewatch it and learn again and again. So thank you guys so much. We will see you soon.
Yep. Goodbye from New York.
Yeah, bye, New York.
Thank you so much.